What's up, YouTube? All praises to the Most High YAHUAH, and all praises to Yahusha, the one that lived for us, then died to his flesh, then died on the stake for us, and was resurrected, and he lives for us again, for us to have the Ruach HaKodesh. Now, you know what time it is, right? You feel that? That's the Ruach HaKodesh. That's me quickening the Ruach HaKodesh. What's up? Hope everybody been doing good. Halo Quan Z back at you with another video. Now, we're gonna exalt the Most High in this video. However, some of the behaviors out here of these people. If you're new to the channel, pull up, pull up, pull up, have a seat, have a seat, have a seat, hit that subscribe button. And if you're a regular here, hit that thumbs up. Pretty certain you're going to enjoy the conversation. And this is a down-to-earth conversation. And also, we're going to exalt the Most High in this conversation. However, I'm going to be talking about some of this carnal behavior out here to make you aware. That's it. Only awareness. We're not going to be exalting this poor behavior. We are going to be aware of it. Made aware. All right? Now, I ran into a situation about, basically, you know, when you're online and you run into scammers, or you run into people that just got nefarious behavior, you often wonder why it's happening a lot of times. And I kind of came up with an observation that might enlighten some of you. Some of you, maybe some of you already know, but the ones that don't, here we go. Life is feeding off of your desperation, your sadness, and your loneliness. And it's reflecting that. You're susceptible to, wanting to get things done a lot quicker than what is ordained for you at the time. And not everybody's desperate, but the ones that are, I'm letting you know. It's your people see that. Like, people see that energy or feel the energy, especially scammers. There's one other thing that kind of picked up on. This is why I feel like this is why a lot of females like scammers now, like scammers or people that be out here trying to hustle, or people that just got the survivalist mindset, right? And the Most High kind of showed me that the survivalist mindset is also in these women out here. Like they're scammers. They're energy scammers, but they're scammers nonetheless. And nowadays, though, what I realize about these newer scammers is they're lazy. They don't even like to finesse you anymore. They they like to get straight to the point. They like to get straight to the point. I sit here and I'm just on Facebook. I get a message on Facebook while I'm scrolling, and it was a message from somebody that asked me, if I had a certain amount of money, what would I do with it? And I went ahead and played along with it because I felt like, hey, at the off chance that this person is willing to put some money in my bank account, well, I would, give my genuine heart about what I would do with it. And they didn't waste no time trying to finesse me. I after I gave them the long list of stuff that I would do with the finances, they was like, so what would you say to me putting some money in your bank account? And I said, what's the catch? And then they went ahead and gave me the little price. Now, that was slick how they tried me. However, I'm a aware individual. So since I'm aware of stuff that people like to do, especially since I done been through enough, it's like, man, can you at least be original? Like, you don't even like they don't even take time out to have conversations with you no more. When they scam you, they just want to get straight to the point. It's like a man trying to be desperate for some box, right? The same thing applies. Then it hit me. Wow. Familiarity, comfortability. A lot of our women act like this. The same manner. It's no different. And they're attention scammers and energy scammers. But they're scammers nonetheless. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And then when I see that that's what they're attracted to, I got to thinking, wow, it's true. What you exalt, you reflect in your life. So when a woman exalts a hustler, a scammer, or a survivalist, somebody that gotta be looking over their shoulder all the time, this is why they're attracted to that, because it's similar to the way they behave. And it's familiarity. And they're comfortable with that weak energy in males. Like, because don't get it twisted. That energy that you provide when you're in that mind state, it's a weak mind state. Like it's a mind state of desperation. Gotta get quick to the point. Gotta get what I'm trying to get out of this. And if it don't work out, move on. They don't like to they don't like to put no work into it anymore. And I noticed that. I said, oh wow, this is crazy. It's a crazy insight to have. Yeah, trust me. When I came up with the insight, because I looked at it and observed it from just an observationist standpoint, neutral energy, like, cause I'm discerning, and so as I discern and I relate it to like relationships or people's behavior and behavioral imitation, stuff like that. Like when I see stuff like that, it's like, oh wow. I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, it's expected in my head now. And the reason it's expected is because I understand the comfortability behind it. Even though it's poor behavior, it's wrong behavior. Yes, it goes against the Most High. Yes. But I understand that what they're imaging is reflecting through their behavior. And, since men are leaders, I noticed this too. Like, because since they exalt their behavior, just like they exalted men's poor behavior as far as like not wanting to get married or not wanting to be in relationships and stuff like that, they exalted that poor behavior. And after they exalted that poor behavior, they started reflecting that poor behavior because that's what they started viewing a man as at the time. Now, I'm not saying that that's what a true man is. I'm not saying that. Don't get me like we not gonna do that. Like we gonna. I need y'all to follow me. The stuff that you exalt or observe in your life, you are generating and projecting out of your into your situation. It's venomous. It's very poisonous, and we don't catch it a lot of times. A lot of times we're in passive mode or autopilot, as some would call it. And when I started, because I was just scrolling on autopilot. Uh, I'm guilty of just being on autopilot. But once I started clicking in my head, like stuff just started clicking in my. I said, "Whoa, wait up," because I had, and I started connecting dots when, uh, I don't know. I think I was watching a pop a balloon or like in that kind of area, though, like dating content or whatnot, relationship content, and just seeing what you know women say that they type is right, and a lot of them say scammers, and I hear that come out their mouth all the time, and I'm like, wait a women behave like a lot of the ones that they was asking behave like scammers. They behave like that because they're or also it's another thing that I noticed the extremely attractive or you know vanity or extremely confident man, yeah, they're attracted to confidence, but more so, they're more so attributing vanity to confidence. And I noticed that too. They're not really attracted to confidence. They're attracted to vanity, if that makes sense. And that's because they're vain. It's relatable. And women are communitarians. So since women are communitarians, they feel comfortable with relatability. And I noticed that when I was observing everything, and I was like, I ain't never heard this before, but I figured since I gained the insight to see that, I would just put y'all up on game, pretty much. Like, you know, if like, and this is for people that seek relationships or seek like signs of a scammer or like uh WhatsApp text messages and all that stuff. Like, if a woman say that she likes scammers or if she demonstrates a lot of vanity, you know what she's attracted to. Now, they say that opposites attract, which is true. Opposites do attract. So, but you got to understand something. When people are held to the fire, it repels. Like, so if a woman runs into a manly man, it repels them. It repels them because they don't like to change their behavior. They want to be comfortable. They like comfortability. And this is if you've been out here, you've been dating, or and you wondering why your manhood being tested and all that stuff, and you can't get a grip on, like, trying to navigate through that behavior. This is why. Uh, just, just listen to what these women are attracted to. Listen to what they're attracted to. Listen to what they watch. Listen to what they exalt in their life. And this is how you know what, because you gotta think, women feel a lot stronger than men do. So a lot of times, whatever they're projecting out and observing, that's what's happening in their life. Unless they meet a strong enough man to combat that or to filter it, like not really combat it, but more so filter it, because we're designed to filter. Well, men, as far as we're solution based. So we're designed to create solutions. That's what the Most High created us for. He created us to nurture the land, nurture the, have dominion over all animals, have dominion, right? And then he gave us a woman because it is not good for a man to be alone. That's what he said. She's a helpmate. She's supposed to help us. So when they're attracted to these flashy things or this nefarious behavior, it's exciting. They like a lot of excitement. It's stimulating. And I get it, because anything that moves their emotions is stimulating until they get so overly stimulated that they become numb. So a lot of them done became numb out here too. And so I noticed this. So once they done got numb, basically all bets are off on boundaries or serving a man at that point. Like if they done been so traumatized to where they're emotionless when they interact with you, or they don't show you anything genuine, it kind of messes up how they want to interact with you, I guess you would say. Like, they can't really bond with you like that. It's harsh. It's a harsh reality. but it's harder for them to bind because they're in a survivalist mind state when they enter the situation to begin with, because they're emotionally aroused. When people are emotionally aroused, they become survivalists. Well, it depends. Because if you're emotionally aroused in a good way, you become relaxed, calm, confident. But if you become vain, overly excited, overly stimulated, you become anxious. You become anxious. And vanity is the same thing. Like, it's not confident. Vanity and confidence is totally different. Women call vanity confidence, but that's not confidence. Emotional control is confidence. uh, and this is just my insight. You know, when you kind of like when you start observing stuff the way that, because I started observing stuff like this, and it's like a lot of times when I see these insights or have these insights, you know, and I share them in good hopes that it helps somebody. Because these insights help me out a lot. So that's why I make the videos. Is because, you know, I love to have conversations about stuff like this. That's why I say let's sit down and have a conversation. Seriously. I like to have conversations about things like this. And yes, this exalts the Most High, whether you know it or not. And I'm going to tell you how. Because I give all praises to the Most High before I get into what I have to say. And we exalt the YAHUAH so we can activate discernment. Discernment. Okay? People mistake vanity for confidence. Stop doing that. People mistake, you know, like, and actually, the women that are attracted to scammers or, you know, the survivalist mentality, that's because that's that's what their behavior's like. Naturally. Like, a woman's behavior is like that naturally. Men picked up on that behavior, trying to learn from them a long time ago, honestly. I read a book, The Art of Seduction, and this is before men became charming or charismatic. And it was like, it was a section in that book that I remembered, you know, like, you know, it was like one of the first men that was able to be charismatic and use a woman's wows against her. And then I started understanding something about life. Like, if life really is a mirror, and you really do, like, and if the Most High exalts you when you exalt Him, because that's who you gotta exalt. If life is a mirror, if life is a mirror, who are you reflecting? If life is a mirror, who are you reflecting? Are you reflecting this carnality out here? And are you reflecting your vanity because that's what you're comfortable with? Are you reflecting the things of the spirit? Or are you actually integrating and using both? Integrate. Use both. Yes, there's a way to move out in this world, but you exalt the Most High throughout all your behavior. Never, for sure, you know, initial beliefs on people. I don't. I mean, I'll have a conversation about it because that's just how I feel at the time. But if it's not welcome, I immediately disband the topic and the conversation and go on about my business. You feel me? And that's really how you gotta treat life. Uh, you do emulate what you give energy to. And a lot of us have been so twisted and so perverse in our normal, what we call normality, that we're unaware. And it ain't women's fault a lot of times. I'm just letting you know, it's really not their fault that they so unaware. It wasn't raised properly or correctly. And along down the line, we lost our way because we lost connection with the Most High, YAHUAH, the one that gives us the breath of life. Seriously. And I ain't saying this to rag on women or rag on even the people that do scamming, because a lot of them people, when they scam and all that stuff, is because they have a desperate mindset. They have a survivalist mindset. And yes, I am saying it's wrong. Yes, it's wrong to do. And yes, I am judging. Yes, I do judge. There's poor behavior, good behavior. The behavior itself is poor behavior because it's like you got to get over on somebody just to get your, get ends meet, and that's not the way that we supposed to be living out here. Honestly, I'm supposed to be living in the image of the Most High, YAHUAH. I'm supposed to be exalting the gift of His breath down here to exalt y'all. Exalt y'all so y'all can exalt the Most High as well. And then we can all reflect His behavior together with each other to build a decent ecosystem. Whoa, that's crazy. My phone acting crazy on me. However, I'm not gonna let this little thing stop me from creating what I have observed out here. Observe how you feel when you observe things. Are you feeling impatient? If you're feeling impatient, that's because you don't know how to be still. If you're feeling anxious, that's because you don't know how to be still and be safe with the Most High. And yeah, sometimes, you're gonna find yourself you're gonna find yourself observing some things and coming into awarenesses that you didn't see at first. And this is something that I didn't see at first, and then I paid attention and then started looking at other stuff and connecting it with other things. And this is why, I have what I have observed has enlightened me to understand why people do what they do, or why the Most High allows certain things to happen for us or to us. for us to teach the lesson. I'm supposed to teach the lesson. I'm supposed to tell you about it, make you aware of it, so y'all learn how to move around it or learn how to interact with it. If you're a strong enough individual, you know how to filter it out by remaining calm and not getting emotionally disturbed when you see it happen. Because that's the point of it. Don't get emotionally disturbed when you see things happen. And don't get emotionally aroused just because you saw it happen. You see it happen, learn how to, that initial response, learn how to create it to be calm and observating. Yeah, observating. Turn it into an observation. Make it like, and don't put too much emotion into it when you observe it. And yeah, it can be wicked out here. But when you observe wickedness, don't put so much emotion into it. Observe it. See what you don't want in your life. Compare it to the Most High's behavior. Learn how to do that. Like, that's going to be useful. Compare it to, all right, what did the Most High want us to act like? And how are these people acting? What is my behavior like? How do I feel about this behavior? And yeah, it's okay to be saddened by poor behavior. It's okay. But not too long. Remember that. Not too long. Don't be sad for too long. Make sure that when you observe certain things that you give it little to no energy if it is a negative entity, or if it is perverse, or if it's something perverse out here. And do your best to, give praises to YAHUAH, like, through the situation. Like, YAHUAH, thank you for teaching me this lesson. YAHUAH, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you for showing me this. And I do. I appreciate YAHUAH for showing me everything. I appreciate Yahusha for teaching me how to communicate with the Most High, and also sacrificing his life for me to have Ruach HaKodesh. We wouldn't even have a Ruach HaKodesh if he didn't sacrifice his life. Seriously. It'd just be all bad out here. And then you'd only have a few that know how to practice it. Seriously. The reason it was poured out like it was is for us all to indulge in practicing its gifts. Practice breathing and the Ruach HaKodesh to be in remembrance of all other Ruach, all other breath. And do it with a passivity. Let the Most High work through you by exalting him. And let him guide you into your discernment. Allow the Most High to guide you into your discernment. Hey, okay, this is bad, this is good. Regulate your emotions about it, because a lot of times we don't regulate our emotions. We have a triggered emotional response to certain stuff. And now when I was introduced to scammers back in the day, they used to try, they used to at least finesse you. Like they used to at least, they used to at least, you know, have a long, drawn out conversation and cater to your ego, cater to, you know, maybe we could meet one day, something. They used to do all type of finessing and charisma. But then over time, they done got lazy. Huh? Either they got lazy or I just see better. Well, I don't know. Because it's, when I look at it, sometimes some of these niggas not trying at all. Excuse my language, but some of them ain't even trying. It's like, really, just the best you can come up with. Alright, it's funny, but it's the truth. People don't, you know, they don't got no, you know, and they got so lazy because they're desperate. Everybody getting desperate out here for finances. Everybody desperate for resources. Everybody desperate for, you know, desperate to do things, but they're desperate in a state of one. When you get desperate, don't get unrighteous. That's when you lean into the Most High even more. When I get desperate, because I've always done this. I said no matter how desperate I get, well, not always. When I was younger, I used to, you know, be a thief when I was younger. You know, and it's just out of just being desperate and hungry, or desperate and just want something like candy, or like used to steal from candy stores, and it's just doing just young stuff. But once you mature in your heart and your mind, and you start to understand that, dang, well, would I want somebody? I used to be an extreme liar too. Used to lie all the time. Used to try to get my way. So, you know, all that stuff come back around. That stuff, and it bites you in the tail. It'll bite you in your tail. So that stuff do come back around, and you get to being like, well, Dad, what did I do to deserve this? Not thinking about nothing you done in the past. Just you just rolling with the victim card because you just decided that you feel me, like people ain't good or this or that, or I'm like, nah. There's a reason you going through it. You just don't want to own up to your own poor behavior. And, you know, trying to get over on people, and then people done got over on you, and then it just became a cycle. That's normally how it go. And then once you wake up and realize, like, I got this unjustly. Anything that you get unjustly, you lose unjustly. All ill-gotten gain will be rewarded. It will be. And I ain't telling you nothing I ain't experienced, but over time though, you start to understand, like, you know, don't get so desperate to where you commit unrighteousness or being unrighteous. Like now, when I was younger, I got that desperate. But as I get older, I'm like, or especially when you're strong in the Most High, then you start, no matter how desperate I get, I will not commit any unrighteousness. And whatever gain I get, it will be through righteousness' sake. Like, and that's what I formulated in my head as I started to see things for what they are. And nah, you might get finessed. You'll get finessed out here trying to be right by people, and stuff like that. But I always attribute it to the fact that you finessing the Most High allowing you to breathe, and you don't even give him praise half the dang on time. So you finesse him out of his blessings. A lot of times, people know how to use the laws, and they be trying to finesse him out of his blessings and all that stuff. And you're like, yeah, all right. Let's see what your eternity look like. Let's see what the rest. Let's see what the rest of your life look like after. Yeah, you might have fun in your ill-gotten gain right now, but let's see how far it go. Let's see how far that go. After you done, after you done did your best to finesse the system, because you now know how to manipulate reality, or you know how to use the laws to your advantage without giving him his praise or his glory. Yeah, alright. Let's see what your eternity look like after you done denied him his glory and his praise. Self-aggrandizement. It ain't worth it. Doing things in unrighteous or for unrighteous or just selfish gain isn't worth it. I'm talking to people that like to scam and all that kind of stuff. It ain't worth it, because you'll have you'll have your good feel for a time, but that time shall pass. And you might not even experience a downtime down here, but your eternity, let's see what it's looking like. And then some of them probably done got so hard-hearted that they don't even believe in the Most High no more. They just believe in their own power. Drunk off power, drunk off of the fact that they know how to manipulate reality. You got people out here like that. I see it all the time. Most people that you feel like are getting it out here, they be manipulating the laws to their favor. It ain't good. They don't attribute it to the Most High at all. They don't attribute it to YAHUAH. No, because they done learned all this other stuff. And those same laws that they learn from other esoteric teachings and all that stuff is in the Bible. You just there's a righteous way to do things. And, those laws are dangerous too, because they still work. Even the laws still work, even in a person's unrighteousness. That's why he says he judges the heart and not your acts. He judges your heart and not your acts. He judges your intentions, not your acts. That's why. Because you can perform good acts and still be against the Most High, YAHUAH. Deny him his glory or exaltation. I ain't telling you nothing I have not observed in this situation. Yeah, people they want to get straight to it nowadays. You can't even finesse me, talk to me good, something. I looked at that situation. I'm like, dang, you just trying to get straight to the point. like I said, just like a dude desperate for some box from a woman. And nah, I ain't never been like that. But I done heard it from women. if, if they not if they not going, they just not going. But and then women do that to men, and I noticed that too. I I done had a few try to finesse me. I wasn't going, but I done had a few. When I was younger, I went. I ain't gonna hold you. When I was younger, I went. When I wasn't always keen on, because I always looked at them as innocent and all that stuff. But, I got finessed. And then, I don't know, I guess something just clicked in me to, I stopped getting finessed, I guess. And everything just kind of, I started doing things from a genuine, I still did things from a genuine heart, though. Like, and then even though I was doing things from a genuine heart, I wasn't receiving that in return. Like, I was doing things from a nurturing heart still. And then even still, my behavior's still the same because I don't want to lose my righteous heart being vindictive or being hateful towards a woman. Especially when I know they probably just don't know any better. Not saying that they don't consciously know better. Everybody consciously knows when they're doing something wrong. But they don't know what they're doing subconsciously. I mean, hey, you could take this or leave it. However, I'm just giving y'all a bit of a conversation and some insight on, this nefarious behavior that be out here that I done interacted with just recently too. I was like, dang. I'm like, okay, so you ain't even gonna talk me out of the like you're not even gonna talk me out of it, huh? You just want me to fall for it and get it over with. That's funny. I look at and I'm starting to see that like, and I was like, well, dang, oh, okay, so that's why they are attractive because of comfortability and familiarity towards that kind of behavior. It don't be no more than that because 9 times out of 10, when they, once they indulge with the person, they normally get out of those relationships or that person either get locked up and they just move on to the next one real fast. It really be working like that. Like, and then they're like, well, she ain't loyal. Well, neither was you. You wasn't loyal neither. And I ain't even gonna say karma. I'm gonna just say reflection is terrible to those that aren't aware of their reflection. What are you reflecting? This is why I tell y'all to look at the Most High. Exalt the Most High in your behavior. Praise Him in your behavior. Praise Him in His glory. Show Him His glory. Because your eternity depends on it. Your eternity. Yeah, it depends on it. It's crazy out here, y'all. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all a piece of that information. How I look at this, like just looking at life all together. Just like, I got more stories for you. If y'all want to hear more of these stories and relatable stories, but nonetheless, how to use the Most High in discerning these situations, and not to exalt the situation, but to compare the situation to if you had exalted the Most High in your behavior in your life while you was moving around out here. I'm gonna have more for you. I just decided to come out, chop it up with y'all about this, my observation, and what I be seeing out here. And yeah, it's all love. I mean, I love each and every one of y'all. If y'all done made it this far, I love you, and I appreciate you. And if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. I ain't get into the Bible, but I did exalt the Most High this time. Like, I still exalted the Most High. I still gave y'all my insight on the Most High, but I still gave y'all a little bit of something that I observe out here. You feel me? And if you're new to the channel, once again, hit that subscribe button. We're going to have more conversations like this over time, and I will get back into reading the word and all. But, I just want y'all to get comfortable with my many perspectives and depths on different subjects, because I have a lot of them. And once again, it's all love, y'all. Oh yeah, hit them comments, y'all, man. I notice y'all watch the video and don't be saying nothing. Just say what's up at least. Like, give me a comment. If you don't, if you like the content, hey, good. Hey, I enjoyed the content. Let me know I'm doing something for you. Some of y'all do, so I appreciate y'all. Everybody that do jump in these comments, I appreciate y'all. And I love y'all. And yeah, I'll be back on again. But I definitely appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I hope all is well. All praises to the Most High. Bless the Most High. Bless YAHUAH. Bless YAHUSHA. Bless your angels. Bless the Ruach HaKodesh. Bless all of the Ruach. Bless the portals. Bless your enemies. Pray for those that spitefully use you in iniquity. Pray for them and bless them anyway. Bless them. But yeah, it's hallelujah to the Most High, YAHUAH. That mean all praises. And yeah, man, it's all good. Just, just listen to what I'm saying. Pay attention. Be aware. Read the word, but still know how to move in this world. Know how to navigate in this world. Out here. I'm all right, y'all. It's all up.